Today we're going to talk about how did it really start for brand management. Everywhere we see around us there are brands in the market. There are brands for clothes, there are brands for shoes, there are brands for personal care, healthcare, education services, tourism, and many more. The list is just endless. As marketing students, we also understand that brand is a necessary name, term, symbol, logo, which is associated with a particular product or service, helps us to identify those products and services and attaches a meaning to that particular product and service. At the same time, helps us in differentiating those products and services to the consumers. So, how did it really start for brand management? Where did it actually begin? Let us understand that there was an old term which was called as brander. This brand word is derived from the word brando, which just means to burn. In the prehistoric times, when sailors were going over to distant, far off places, they ensured that they were carrying some act of burning mark into the products and stamping their products in order to differentiate it from the other similar kinds of products in the eyes of consumers. So, next time when they visited the same place, if the consumers had liked their product, they would be asking for the same product via those symbols, via those marks, which were giving an identification to their products. So the word brand refers to the act of actually burning a mark into flesh of an animal as a mean to claim its ownership. So this all got started with the whiskey distillers when they were shipping their products in wooden barrels with the name of the producer burnt or branded on top of each barrel. So this actually got identified by the consumers and prevented substitution of cheaper products by the tavern owners. So we understand that right from the prehistoric times, when the products were actually getting marked by their owners and helping them in selling and marketing their products, we should be able to understand the relevance of branding. That since this branding helps in easy identification and easy differentiation for both consumers and customers, it has a wide variety of scope because it not only is limited to the performance of a particular product or service, but it also adds to building up the image of that specific product or a service. Say, for example, Fast Track or the products which have really stood the test of time, as in taste, as in meeting out customers' expectations at different levels. So, in cases of products which could be either goods, physical goods, or services, brand associations, the ways in which consumers talk, feel, sense, and get associated with a particular product, is also about experiences, and it is also about establishing and communicating the same experience irrespective of customers' locations. These could be uniform or these could be across multiple locations. So, the brand relevancy, or what makes a brand relevant, is the name, the logo, the colors, the tagline, the symbol, the jingle that have all given certain identity to the product. But alongside those products, it's also about what consumers experience, feel, and think about that particular product or a service and how well They are communicating with each other through a positive word of mouth or by creating an essential buzz that they strongly have adopted that product, that brand, as a part of their lifestyle, and they are able to create a very strong sense of bonding with the product. Now, anything and everything can actually be branded. A commodity is can be a salt or its oil or hospital. A product has some chief distinguishing features as the addition of iodine to the salt, or oil could be specific for hair, or hospitals could be a retail chain of hospitals, that is, a bundle of utilities which could be handed over to the customers. And a brand comes up when we are trying to give a name, as in Tata Salt, or Dabur Vatika, or Apollo chain of hospitals. So, since this branding has a high deal of relevance both to the consumers as well as to the marketers, there are distinctive advantages of branding. The first predominant advantage of branding is it helps us in order processing. It's a way of recognition. It enhances corporate image. It enhances the image of the products in the eyes of consumers, and it's a way of getting recognized. So it's a way in which trademarks can be protected. It is a way which helps the organizations to decide on their target customers. It's a way in which branded goods are desired by both retailers as well as distributors as to identify who is buying, what is buying, how, and when, and what. So, branding a physical product and a service product. Branding of services is really very difficult because it is intangible in nature. It talks about adding a certain degree of heterogeneity because it is the people who are dissipating those products and services to the customers. Services lack ownership and and they are also perishable. That is, they are consumed at their point of production. So, since these services carry a huge meaning to the consumers by way of providing experiences, the chiefly distinguishing feature for a service that can determine the quality of a service would be its peak hour delivery. At what time are these services being delivered? Can those services be branded on the peak hour delivery? How are they managing the overfull demand of the product? The quality of services can also be varied from one employer to another employer. And what is the likelihood of consumer to feel strongly for a particular service and not so feels strongly about another quality of service which could almost be the same but may be different in their approach, in their wobbliness, and in being a little more friendly as the people feature of services come in high values. So, what are those decisions which are associated with branding that marketers should attempt at? So, these marketers should definitely attempt to create or facilitate a certain degree of awareness about the brands, the acceptance of the brand by the consumers, the preference of the consumers, and the extent to which consumers are bonded and feel positive association with the product and generate a certain degree of loyalty. So, valuable and powerful brands enjoy a very high level of loyalty in the eyes of the consumers. That's all for today. Thank you.